And I was like, what the fuck does that mean? I have friends that are firefighters and I know that they use soap.
And she was screaming at me over soup.
Fuck this, I am not ever talking to a Scientologist again. These people are all insane.
I'm putting my bricks in the dumpsters, motherfuckers. Do you see me, bitches? I'm throwing my bricks. And he's just like chucking bricks.
Hello and welcome to Talking Shit About, a podcast where I, Elizabeth Wipperman, interview somebody about something they love, something they hate, something they've been through, or something they just know a lot about. And hopefully by the end we've all learned something. This is a microsode, so it's about 5 minutes long, and I'll just talk about something real quick to entertain you in between the interviews. This is a very special microsode. If you listened to episode 41 on Satanism with Jack Violently, you heard a little bit about unbaptisms, and I went ahead and got one. You can listen to the full thing on the Ave Satanas podcast feed. I will throw a link to that in the show notes. I wanted to record my own little intro because at the beginning, before the ceremony, I was asked, why did you want to do this? And my answer felt really shallow because I hadn't had to think about it. When I was told about it, I just wanted to do it. So I didn't even have to think about it. And so being asked that question, it made me really stop and think for a few days. It took a while to really come up with a good answer. And I think it was part of it was going through the ceremony and then afterwards applying it to my life. And I think that's really when it started to click. So I have some notes and I'm just going to tell you a little bit about why I decided to get unbaptized, and then we'll go ahead and listen to the ceremony. So, by the way, I hope you don't mind the background noise for the intro and outro. The dogs are enjoying life on the porch and I want to give that to them. So if it gets annoying, I will close the door. But for now, we're going to enjoy the ocean, the birds chirping. So why did I get unbaptized? I wanted to rid myself of shame, guilt, and oppression. Part of it, I think, is autism. Part of it is PTSD from an abusive relationship and just life. But I have a lot of shame and guilt about everything. I feel bad about everything I do. This was really amplified during my manic episode in about 2020. And just everything, especially because of COVID, everything became a moral crisis. Like touching sunglasses at the store, is that going to kill somebody? Every little thing I did was a life or death decision, and that is so fucking exhausting. It's been 5 years since then. I'm working on it. I'm getting better. I'm medicated, therapy, all of that jazz, but it takes time. And hearing these words of ridding myself of shame, guilt, and oppression, that's something that I need so badly. And another part of the unbaptism is living life on your own terms, without superstition or dogma. Another thing that I really struggled with around 2020 was the idea that everything terrible that happened was my fault. I brought it upon myself. Maybe God hates me, even though I don't really believe in God, but that's got to explain why my life is terrible and I'm a shit person. And something that brought me a lot of comfort was the goddess Eris and the idea that everything is chaos. There's the butterfly effect, right? One little decision by somebody is going to have a ripple effect, and there's just nothing you can do. Sometimes it's just chance. Things just happen, and it's not because God hates you or the universe is against you or you did something when you were 12 that ruined your karma for the rest of your life. You are just a product of life. To quote Picard again, because I did at least in one other episode, it is possible to commit no mistakes and still lose. That is not a weakness, that is life. The last thing I want to touch on before getting into the episode is the idea to partake and indulge as you see fit, as long as it brings no harm to anyone. That is another thing that I struggle with, is part of our culture. You got to be productive. You got to be getting that bread all the time. But I just don't have that fucking energy. I'm on 4 medications that cause fatigue. I'm tired, guys. And if I want to do my chores and then play video games for the rest of the day, who fucking cares? Play video games. It's not a big deal. It's not hurting anyone. It's not hurting myself. But just enjoying anything is always, again, like I said, having that high intensity moral panic all of the time kind of ties into that, and it's very obnoxious. So after going through the ceremony and, you know, having moments of like, should I really be eating this bowl of ice cream, or should I really be playing 12 hours of Skyrim? I think back to the ceremony and standing there and hearing these words, and I'm like, you know what? Yeah, go for it. Fuck it. Why not? It's not hurting anybody. Whose standards am I trying to live up to? So normally for the ceremony, there would be family and friends present. I kind of wanted something a little more private and intimate. So there are pauses where you can chant along if you want. If you don't want to do it out loud, you can do it in your head or not at all. Whatever, don't care. With my rambling out of the way, let's do this.
We are gathered on this night, family, friends, and loved ones, to celebrate the unbaptism of Killizabeth and bear witness to the promise they make to themselves to live a life no longer burdened by superstition and dogma. To the Satanist in attendance tonight, hail Satan. To the friends unaffiliated, hail thyself. But most importantly, to Killizabeth, who has chosen to rid themselves of the shackles of tyranny and religious oppression, hail Killizabeth. Let us begin. Killizabeth, do you promise this night among family and friends that you are here of your own free will to rid yourself of the shame, guilt, and oppression that has bound you these many years?
I do.
Then raise your right hand to the sky in affirmation of your desires to live your life on your own terms, governed by you alone, and without archaic superstition and dogma. Hail Satan. Killizabeth, do you promise this night among family and friends to cast aside the unjust rules and laws set upon you by the church and live your life as you see fit?
I do.
Then lower your left hand to the ground in a symbol of casting these unjust restrictions set upon you by the church to the ground, where they will be trampled under your foot with every step you take from this day forward. Hail Satan. Killizabeth, do you promise this night among family and friends to let logic and reason be your moral compass, living a life of your own choosing, deciding for yourself what is right and just, instead of relying on man-made law to guide you?
I do.
Then remove your mask, signifying the restraints and blinders of organized religion have been stripped away from your soul. Hail Satan. Killizabeth, take the chalice in your hands, please. The waters used in baptism are known by all, but the liquid in that cup is known by you and you alone. That cup signifies your personal choice to partake in the indulgences of the world without guilt or shame. You alone are responsible for your gratification. Do you swear tonight among family and friends to be your own moral compass, to partake and indulge as you see fit, as long as it brings harm to anyone?
I do.
Then drink from the cup, dissolving the waters of baptism that once rush over your head. Hail Satan. So Killizabeth, I will now ask that you present yourself to those in attendance as a person no longer bound by religious dogma and superstition. The people who are in attendance tonight love and accept you for who you truly are. Hail Satan.
Hail Satan.
I feel so lucky to have met Jack and have become part of the group of a free society of Satanists. And if you are interested in your own baptism or just checking them out, I will throw show links. I keep doing this. I will throw links in the show notes. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Thank you so much for listening. Stay tuned in a couple weeks for the next interview. Take care.